Hello and welcome, and this is of course Glabstraub here once again doing a video for yourselves. Friday fucking evening. I'm staying in because it's cold as fuck outside. So there you go. You get another video from me. So the reason I wanted, really why I wanted to make this video is because we're hearing a lot of different things from both sides of it. And really the way I think that we should visualise it is Don's on one side, Shaun's on the other, and right in the middle is the subject, and that is Jamie Morgan Cain. Now, personally, I think the majority opinion is that there is far too much information and evidence and details about, Jamie Morgan Cain's false claims, that I think, it's a done deal. Now, we just need to see how it ends. What steps are made to avoid this in the future, because it really does, it really has spiraled out of control from what seemed, I'm sure, like quite an innocent idea of having some guy on your YouTube channel and trying to help him out with giving talks and book deals and stuff like that. So this specific video is about Shaun Attwood, and I don't know if you guys know or not, but Shaun Attwood is actually a subscriber of this channel. So hello, Shaun, how you doing? And let me make it clear. My intention with these videos is not to shit stir. It's not to make allegations. And it's not to shame people either. Really, it's just about the information. And with things like this, whether or not it's true, people take things down and they retract information. For whatever reason behind retracting information, such as, the Jamie Morgan Cain response video that he took down in, I think, a day's time. You wouldn't do that if you were as confident as he seems in the video. You wouldn't do it unless you knew, yeah, fuck, I've been caught out. I've been they fucking found me. I'm just gonna ghost and it's done. But I think we have to look at this in a balanced way. Another reason why I'm doing this video is because Americans are getting leery. Americans are getting leery on the internet, and I thought, all right, well, fuck you guys, and even Don's like, the British and you British fuck and da 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 da. It's the kind of thing you would expect from an old American man, but I'm just out here. I'm just representing England. And if you think badly of Shaun for whatever reason, don't lump us all in. So let's get on to this video. I'm going to talk about Shaun Attwood, and I'm going to do the positives, and I'm going to do the negatives. So I'm going to start with the good stuff, and I'll end with the stuff that's a bit questionable and could lead to an opinion that is bad of Shaun. So let's go through this now. So the positives first. Say what you will, Shaun brings attention to human rights violations. Human rights violations are being committed in prisons every day, several times a day, I'm sure. And he's trying to help this. There's an altruistic intent in him making these kind of videos and doing the work that he does. It's clearly his job. It's his livelihood. So if nothing else, he'll stick to that purely because of professionalism, I would imagine. So he brings attention to things like prison rape, in particular minority groups such as transsexual people and gay people. You really don't hear that much about transsexual rape in prison. I certainly hadn't. So these kind of stories, they're very important to trying to make steps to quash these kind of activities in prison. Whether or not we'll be successful in our lifetimes remains to be seen, but still, it's a fight worth fighting. Leading on from that to see it things from Shaun's point of view. To my understanding, Shaun took the word of the organisation that Jamie Morgan Cain used to enter the UK from telling him his story. You can't see me right now, but I'm doing the finger quote thing. And really, should someone have to do due diligence if recommended by a charity that deals with prisoners? Because you would entirely expect them to do their own forms of legitimacy for someone. purely because if they make a bad mistake or the wrong choice, then that's going to affect them and the name that their charity has, and no one's going to, no one's going to work with them anymore. So I don't think it's too outlandish to, too outlandish to think, okay, well, this guy's, he got through customs, he got through, the Americans kicked him out. Yeah, I think that's probably enough that you would need. Again, I'm not an expert on this, and Shaun probably has a lot more information based on that, so you can make an opinion. But again, due diligence isn't something that you have to do every step of the way. Who knows? On to the next point. Shaun's MO tends to steer away from criminal activity than towards it. For people who, and I see a lot of comments on my videos and on other videos saying, yeah, he's just a fraudster. He's just a criminal. He was a criminal once. He's always going to be a criminal. Fuck this guy. La 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 la. Hey man, that's not a very empathetic view, and I think it's quite an ignorant one. Again, if this guy's going to schools to try and get kids not to go to prison, and then he's going online and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to fraud people out of 40, 50 grand. Is he a sociopath? Is he psychotic? Possibly, but it certainly doesn't come across as such. The guy's a former stockbroker, drug lord. The amounts that we're talking about, because people have been throwing about numbers in terms of the supposed fraud, is I've seen 30 grand, 40 grand was paid. I think it was 30 grand for the talks that Jamie did, and obviously they're not taking into consideration the venue costs and small costs like that. And they do rack up, and I'm sure Funzing take a bit of slice of the action. So again, the horror stories that we've heard from Shaun about prison, if he's going to engage in criminal activity, he's probably not going to do fraud under £100,000. You know what I mean? I don't think you should listen to these people giving you actual figures, So, sure, what he does is he gives away free books, he goes to schools, he gives talks, he goes on, protests. Not saying that those make you a good person, but there's good evidence towards you being a decent person. So there you go, there's the positives about Shaun Attwood. And I'm now going to do the